You guys have to understand that your success, your peace, your well-being, your purpose in life is directly correlated to the types of people you surround yourself with. And unless you cut out certain types of toxic people out of your life, you will either not be able to reach the success in life, and have the purpose in life that you want, or it will take you a lot longer. Hello friends, this is your host Alex Payne with Purpose Over Pleasure podcast, and today we're going to talk about the toxic people, the types of people who drag you down in life, the types of people who ruin your life or will ruin your life unless you figure out who they are, you learn how to spot them, and you eliminate them completely out of your life. And before we jump into that, please click like, share, and subscribe to my channel for more value like this that I bring to you guys every single day. Let's jump into this. I want to begin this episode with a story like I usually do. And the story, this literally happened a few days ago. Today is what? Friday, July 4th. Actually, happy Independence Day, everybody. But this happened on Tuesday. Tuesday, I had one of those days where I was honestly contemplating life, and I had to pray to God because I was so mentally, emotionally, and spiritually drained. And that's what happened. Some of you guys might know that I'm a partner in multiple different companies, and one of the companies that I'm partners in is a logistics company. In other words, we do trucking. And one of my drivers, this young kid, he's in his 30s. Let's name this guy Bob, right? Bob is one of those guys who are as dumb as a bag of rocks, excuse me. Now, I promised my wife not to curse, and I'm really not doing my best not to curse in this episode. But that guy was really developmentally not there. And he was a good driver. He knew how to follow driving directions and how to get from point A to point B. But boy, was that kid dumb. I mean, he was slow and he was ridiculously out of shape. And so Tuesday, just like any other day, or Monday, I forgot what day it was, but it was a complete and pure chaos that day. Everything was pure chaos, which is one of those days where everything goes wrong. Everything that could go wrong that day went wrong, including Bob, who didn't show up on time, who didn't take the truck to the dealership to get fixed. Dealership dropped the ball, and long story short, a couple of employees called out. So I had to be at my warehouse, and I had to load the trailer of my truck, together with my driver, who was ridiculously out of shape, I come to find out. I mean, for a guy in his mid-30s, he was horribly and terribly out of shape. And luckily, I had one more guy, one of my workers, who was in good shape. So three of us, right, loading a half a trailer with huge metal racks. And so it was a laborious day. And oh my God, after 4 hours of dealing with my driver and loading the truck, I felt energetically drained. I was so mentally and emotionally and even spiritually drained, I couldn't do anything afterwards. Like, he sucked the life out of me. He ruined the rest of my day. He drained my energy, and all my patience was sucked out of me, to the point where I was like, just go home. Just go home. Park the truck, turn in the keys, and go home for the day. And he managed to park the truck like 2 blocks away, took the keys, and went home. And I kind of found out the next day he didn't even take the keys. He left the keys in the ignition, left the truck unlocked, and went home. And the next day he was supposed to show up about 6:30 in the morning to take the truck to the dealership. And he didn't show up. And around 11 a.m., he actually sent me a text message that he's quitting, that it's too tough for him and he wants to try something else. Needless to say, I was furious. Luckily, I had another driver who came through and took care of what needs to be done. And my initial reaction was like, I am going to go off on this kid. Like, he let me down 2 days in a row, big time. But I didn't. And thinking about it now, I'm glad I didn't, because it would have been a waste of my energy. And now that 2-3 days have passed, I realized that this was a blessing in disguise, because this guy is an energy vampire. He was a leech. He was an energetic leech. And that's the first category of people that I want to talk about, are energy leeches. There are people in your life who will just drain everything out of you, whether it's emotions, whether it's, energy, whether it's money, resources, whatever. They're just leeches. All they want to do is just leech off of you. They always complain. They always nag. They're always in crisis. They never pour into you. They always suck and take and just demand and drain things out of you. And a big warning sign about that is if you feel tired or stressed out or depressed or any of those negative feelings after you deal with these people, that's a big, big, big red flag letting you know that this person is an energy leech or energy vampire or whatever you want to call it. So if you have energy leeches in your life, whether it's family or friends, you must be able and you should cut them out of your life immediately. That is the first category of people. They're easier to spot than the following four that I'm going to talk about right now. But if you have a leech or energy vampire in your life, cut them off. For God's sake, do yourself a favor. If you want to progress in life, if you want peace in life, you need to cut them off. Category number 2, the silent competitor. Now that one sometimes is hard to notice. But if you realize, based on the character traits I'm about to discuss, that you have a silent competitor in your life who's disguised as a friend or as a family, but in reality, that person just wants to compete with you, and not in a positive but a negative way, you need to let that person go. Now, you may ask me a question, Alex, well, how do I know who the silent competitor is? It's tough, I'm not going to lie. And in the world of masculinity, especially amongst men, competition is natural. Competition is needed. Competition is healthy until it becomes unhealthy. For example, if you're at a gym, you have a gym partner, it's okay to have a healthy competition there. If you have a business partner, you guys are grinding or have some kind of sales and you're trying to, who wins, who makes more sales this month or next month, that's fine because ultimately you grow the business together. So there's healthy competition and there's unhealthy competition. If you have the type of people in your life who pretend to be your friend, right, but secretly they hate your growth, that's a silent competitor. And you will know because they'll throw comments your way, they will let you down, they'll jeopardize you in a certain way, they'll have an excuse, or they will say that they mean it with love or that they mean to do it at all. Or, for example, another big trait of silent competitors, that downplay your wins. You might have a big win and you'll share it with them, but they'll try to downplay your win. Or they'll take subtle stabs at you or subtle comments at you like, oh, well, this wasn't good enough. Or, hey, don't get excited. Pay attention to that. Be aware of these kind of people. Be aware of these comments or subtle jabs that they throw at you. And you sometimes can feel like you can't fully shine in front of those people, right? You can feel like you can't be yourself or be as excited or as happy around them because you can sense their jealousy. That is a silent competitor. If you can't be yourself around your friend, if you notice they're trying to throw some comments or subtle jabs at you, or show signs of jealousy and you can't be yourself, they're not happy for you when you win, that's a unhealthy competition. That's a silent competitor. You need to cut that person out of your life quick because it will jeopardize you. They'll betray you. They'll throw sticks in your wheels. And eventually they will be responsible for your downfall unless you get them out of your life as quickly as you can. Category number 3. That one we all know. These guys and gals are not hard to spot at all. And I call them the victimhood people, or the victim mindset, or the victimhood mentality, whatever you want to call it. The key word here is victim. These are the people who blame everything and anything and everyone and anyone for everything that goes wrong in their life. I mean, they freaking will blame a weather or an asphalt or whatever you call it. They'll find a way to blame somebody or blame something, and it's going to be this person or that person, this thing's fault, but not theirs. They will never take responsibility for their action. It's not their fault. And it's easy to spot them because these type of people, they have no growth, they have no accountability, and they have plenty of excuses. The victim mindset people have plenty of excuses. It's a mama's fault, it's a daddy's fault, it's parents, brothers, siblings, teacher, Uber driver, the store clerk at Walmart, whatever, you name it, it's always somebody else's responsibility. Their bullshit never ends. And the worst part about people who have victim mindset is that mindset is contagious. It's contagious. You will soak through your skin. It will settle into your body. And next thing you know, you start blaming everybody. Your parents, your wife, your kids, your this, your that, your partner. So cut these people out of your life quick. They're easy to spot. Okay? These victimhood mindset people, these victims, they're easy to spot. Sometimes I also call them still people because they're still trying to figure out their life. They're still applying for a job. They're still doing this. They're still trying to go to a gym. They're still trying to eat clean. I call them still people. But if you have these people in your life, cut them off. And cut them off quick. Because before you know it, that victimhood mentality will soak through your skin. It will settle in your body. And you become a victim. And once you are a victim of your circumstances, your whole life is going to be ruined. Category number 4. That one is a little hard to notice. I call those the manipulator. Okay? Sometimes I call it a silent manipulator, but the word is the manipulator people. The manipulator people, they use guilt, they use shame, and they use past events. They use your past, the past closeness to control you. They control you with shame. They control you with guilt. And a lot of times, manipulators around you are your family. Family members, oftentimes parents, siblings too, they're great at doing that. I mean, I'm not going to lie. I had a couple of manipulators in my family. My wife has big time manipulators in her family. And sometimes they don't even notice how I do that. And they use the excuse to disguise it as love. Oh, I love you. Or I do this out of love or because we're family. But in reality, they just want to keep you close to them. They want to drain your energy. They want to leech off of you. They want to manipulate you so you can serve them and their goals and their benefits. And they don't really love you. Sometimes they do it unintentionally. They may not know what real love is. Real love is respecting boundaries. Real love is knowing that certain things you shouldn't be doing. Real love is if you set the boundaries. Okay, you can't do this, this, and that. You can't invade my privacy. You cannot be up in my business. You can't do this or do that or tell my children or get involved into my family. These people have to respect that. And unless they respect that, then you get yourself a manipulator. So if look around you, reassess every single family member you have in your life. And friends as well. And if you feel like some of them use guilt or shame or past closeness to control you, to make you do certain things, then guess what? You have yourself a manipulator. And you need to cut that person loose. Category number 5, I call them the faithless influencer. Let me explain to you what that means. The faithless influencer is the person who basically have no faith. Not only do they have no faith in God, in universe and whatever, they will mock your faith. They will mock your faith in God. They'll mock your faith in you. They will not walk with God. They will challenge your own values. They will challenge your own beliefs. They will challenge your own faith. They will try to downplay things. And if you try to confront them, they're going to say, hey, it's not that serious. Like, come on, it's not that serious. Or you're being too serious about that. Or that doesn't exist. Or God doesn't exist. They constantly try to downplay it. And when it comes to spiritual life, you can't be spiritually strong around them. For example, I used to have a person around me, and that person would always say that nothing in life is working out for them how they want to. And they always complain that no matter what they try to do, it's not going to work out. So they have that ridiculously annoying pessimistic view in life. And whenever I try to person, hey man, it will work out. Like have faith in God, have faith in you, have faith in the universe. They will constantly try to downplay it. And when I try to confront the person and tell them like, listen, you need to stop criticizing yourself. You need to stop criticizing me and my faith, because now you're pushing my boundaries. And that person's excuses, well, it's not that serious, just don't take it too hard. No, it is serious. I have strong faith. I believe in God. Like, God is the only reason why I'm still here alive. I should have been dead multiple times, but I'm here today at the comfort of my studio, alive and well and prosperous and grateful for everything I have, right? Because of God, because of my faith. And I have faith. Without God, without faith, I wouldn't be here. So if you have that kind of person in life who are a faithless influencer, cut them off. And I'll give you guys a bonus. This is category number 6. I wasn't going to talk about it, but I think it's very important. Category number 6 is this: ungrateful people. Freaking ungrateful people. I hate ungrateful people. No matter what you do for them, they're ungrateful. No matter what they have in life, they're ungrateful. They're ungrateful to you. They're ungrateful to God. They're ungrateful to anybody. They're just so pessimistic in their views. They don't value anything in life. They only see negative things in life, and they're just not grateful for what they have. I mean, every day you should be grateful for everything you have. Every day I wake up, and I'm grateful. I thank God for everything I have: roof over my head, food on my table, my family, my loved ones, not living in times of peace and not war, the business, the everything. There's so much to be grateful for in life. Every single day. If you got 2 arms, 2 legs, head on your shoulders, if you can walk, talk, shit, piss, and comprehend sentences, put sentences together, be grateful. Be freaking grateful. There's people who have no legs or no arms or live in poverty and starvation. Like, be grateful for everything you have every single day. Thank God for everything you have. And if you have people in life who are ungrateful, that is also a category of people who you need to cut off, because it'll drag you down. So, like I said, your success in life, your peace in life, your well-being, your purpose in life is directly correlated to the types of people you surround yourself with. Like the old saying that says, show me who your friends are, I'll show you who you are. Or another one is, show me the 5 closest people you hang out with, and I'll tell you who you are. It's all true. When I started cutting off the leeches, the faithless influencers, the negative people out of my life, the ungrateful people out of my life, the silent competitors, when I started cutting those people out and instead bringing in good people, my life changed for the better. And I'm not telling you go and just eliminate everybody and specifically look for the people who benefit you. No, that'll make you selfish. Don't focus on bringing specific people in your life. Just cut off the negative ones. Any one of those in the 5-6 categories that I talked about, if you cut them out of your life, you'll see how drastically your life will change. So friends, if you like this episode, please click like, share it with those who you think will benefit from it. Subscribe to my channel. Everything I do for you every single day, every episode I record is to bring value to you, my viewers. If you have any questions or you want me to discuss any specific topic, drop a comment below. I'll see you guys next time. God bless and much love.